So hey everybody, this is not going to be a full makeup tutorial, but it is going to be more focused on the eyes and how I get this eye look, and then just me finishing off the makeup look. So I've already done my foundation, concealer, and I've already set it, and I've also already done my eyebrows, just so we can go ahead and cut out all the stuff that you guys already see me do 1,000 times. So we're going to get right into the look. So the first thing I'm going to be using is ColourPop's pressed eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Tiny Tangerines. And I'm going to be using a MAC 286 brush, which looks like this. And the first thing I'm going to be doing is putting this into my crease, because we're going to blend this out. And ColourPop's eyeshadows are really pigmented, so I want to keep this super light just to begin with. And we're just going to blend that all over into the crease, and I'm going to kind of shape it in a wing outwards. And don't worry if it gets on your lid. We're going to actually go over that with a different color, so don't even worry about that. Okay, so now I'm actually going to take the same color, Tiny Tangerines, and I'm going to begin to smudge that underneath my lash line. And I'm going to be using, well, to start, I'm going to be using a pencil brush. This is the MAC 219 brush, and it looks like this. This is a pencil brush. I'm going to take the same color, Tiny Tangerines, and I'm going to begin to smudge this on my lower lash line. And I'm bringing it out to that wing just to connect it. Okay, so I think that's good. I'm also going to end up taking another brush. I'm going to be using the Sigma eye shading brush E55 like this. And I'm going to take some of that same color, Tiny Tangerine, onto the brush. And I'm actually just going to start blending it along the lower lash line as well. So I'm actually going below what I already did, and I am blending all of this out just to connect it to what we already have going on. Okay, so I think that's good. Now we're going to move on to the lid. So for my lid, I'm using ColourPop's Banana Daiquiri, and it is also a turquoise color. And this is more shimmery, so I'm going to use that same eyeshadow shading brush, and I'm going to place that into it like so. I'm going to press this onto my lid. Okay, so now I'm going to move away from the eyes for a second. I'm going to go ahead and put my bronzing powder on. I'm using Black Radiance Bronze Glow. And I use this every single time. And I'm using a powder brush for this. This is the M110 brush from Morphe. And it is a huge powder brush. Okay, that's done. Let's move back to the eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a black eyeliner for my waterline. I'm just gonna use MAC Smolder. It's literally always in like my makeup stuff that's right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. And I'm just gonna take this and just pull my eye down so we can line our waterline. And that's done. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my wing liner, and I'm going to be using my NYC liquid liner for that. $2 at Walmart. It's my go-to liquid liner. And I'm thinking I'm going to do a pretty dramatic wing. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. And now I'm going to take that pressed powder that not pressed powder. I'm going to take that pencil brush that I use for the pressed powder, and I'm going to smudge out my lash line where that black is, because now I want to connect the wing to the bottom, and we're actually just like smoking this out. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and apply my lashes. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and use some mascara. I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and this is going to go on my lower lashes. Because I have eyelash extensions on, I'm not going to put this on my top, but I am going to end up placing some eyelashes on top of my extensions since they are like falling out. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. And I'm going to go ahead and put my eyelashes on, and then I'll be right back. So the eyelashes I'm using are Cocoa Lashes Queen Bee. They look like this. One of my favorite eyelashes. Okay, so I finally got my lashes on. It only took me about 10 minutes because I lost my tweezers. But I finally got my lashes on, and I'm just letting them dry really quick. So while they dry, I'm going to go ahead and tap just a tiny bit of blush on my cheeks just to give me a little bit of color. So I'm going to use the Milani's powder blush in the color Romantic Rose. I'm going to use that same bronzing brush just to add on a little bit of color because I don't want a lot, just enough. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do my highlight. And I'm going to use Wet n Wild's Precious Petals highlighter. This is one of my favorite highlighters right now, and it's really, really cheap. And for lips, I'm going to use a red lip just to give us that Wild Thoughts makeup look inspired type of feel. So I'm going to look for my Lime Crime lipstick. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so I lied. I'm not going for a bright red. I'm going to go for more of a darker red just to go with my skin tone better and to kind of like bring my eyes down a little bit. I don't want to be too popping, you know. I'm a little bit lighter than Rihanna, so let's stick to something a little deeper for me. So I'm going to use Lime Crime's Dream Girl lipstick, and it's still red, period. It just has more of a blue undertone. So I'm going to use this one. Okay, and so here is the look, complete, finished, and it's super easy to do. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial slash walkthrough and kind of my version of the Wild Thoughts makeup look on Rihanna. So I will see you guys in my next video, and if you're interested about my hair, this is from Diamond Virgin Hair, and I'll have links down below to it if you're interested. And it's just like wet frontal, girl. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.